Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at how you can get started on Wix from start to finish. It will be a complete tutorial on how to get started on Wix. And if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I do these videos from time to time, especially when Wix have made some major updates in terms of the editor, in terms of how you can make the website itself. And throughout the year of 2020, especially 2021, there has been a lot of changes on Wix, and the platform keeps improving all the time. So there's a bunch of new features to check out. So this will be a perfect tutorial if you either want to learn some of the new features, or if you just want to get started with Wix and learn how to actually use the tools and how to configure your website and actually get your website started. This will be the perfect tutorial for you to watch. With that being said, let's just jump into this tutorial and hopefully you guys do enjoy. So the first thing you want to do is just make sure you click the top link in the video description so you get taken to this page right here that I'm currently on. The link will be an affiliate link, so I do get some commission when you use my link, and I do appreciate it if you could use my link as well, but don't feel forced to do it. It's essentially just a free thing for you to do and gives me a bit of appreciation for the videos that I create. I'm not selling you anything here. I'm doing this completely for free. So if you use that link, I do appreciate it. But over to the tutorial itself. Once we are on this page right here, it's fairly straightforward. What we want to do is just click on the Start Now button here at the top. Once we click on Start Now, we'll have the option to log into our current Wix account. So if you already have a Wix account, you can just go ahead and log in. You also have the option to sign up, which for most of you is going to be where you want to go. So just go ahead and sign up and create your own Wix account. And once that is done, you can jump back into this tutorial because I will essentially just sign into my own account right now. The sign up process is simple, just your email and your password and so forth. So just go ahead and put in your details in the sign up button, and then you can come back to the tutorial once that is all done. Once you have signed up with Wix and logged into your new account, you'll have the option here to which platform do you want to use, and then you have the option to choose between Wix or Editor X. In this video, we're going to talk about Wix, but Editor X could be an upcoming video as well, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel in case we'll make an Editor X video as well. So what we'll do here is just click on Wix straight away. Once we have clicked on Next, we can see what kind of websites are you creating. This is essentially just data for Wix to gather about your business, but you don't have to send this in if you don't want to. It'll also give you a bit more personalized information once you fill this out, because it'll be easier for Wix to understand kind of what your business goals are as well. But if you don't want to fill this out, you have the skip button down here at the bottom. It's a bit hidden, but you can just go ahead and click on skip so you don't have to fill that out. If you watch some of my previous Wix tutorials, this is a feature that Wix have had for quite a long time now, is the Wix ADI, which essentially creates a website for you from scratch. You fill out a couple of questions and then the website will just be generated dependent on the answers that you give to Wix. So some of the questions might be, okay, are you going to sell products? And if you pick yes, it will give you kind of like an e-commerce feature as well. And if you answer yes, if you want to create a blog, you will have a blog feature as well. So that kind of makes it a bit easier for you. But in this tutorial, we don't just want to have the computer create something for us. We actually want to create something fairly customized and actually give our input as well a bit more. But Wix ADI, definitely worth checking out if you don't want to go through the hassle of actually creating the website yourself. You still have to update all the images and text and so forth. But if you actually want to create the website yourself, you're going to click here on create your website with the editor, and then just go ahead and click on edit a template. Okay, once we're on this page, you will see all the different templates that you have on Wix. And there's a bunch of different templates on Wix to choose from. You have all these different categories here at the top, so you can kind of narrow down your search and find something that is more relevant to your business. So there's a ton of different templates here to choose from. For this tutorial, we're just gonna find something real quick. Let's do the newest templates right here. So if we go to the newest templates, we can see that we have, donut shop. I think I like that one. It looks pretty cool. Let's click on view. If you click on view, I might be going too quick here, but if you click on view, you can see a preview of the website itself. And if you want to actually navigate the website and get a bit more of a feel before you pick, you can also click on the view full demo as well. So you can kind of have a look before you pick which actual template you want to use. In this case, I actually want to use the donut shop right here, But I recommend you to spend a lot of time going through the different themes, just making sure that you find one that actually fits your business. But with that being said, I like the donut shop right here. So what I'll do is just click on the edit button right here. Once the editor has loaded up, you will see something similar to this. It will kind of depend what type of theme you pick as well. But what you can see here on the side, if we start on the side, you can see that we have a bunch of different options here on the side. And then kind of like on the middle, you have the website itself, or kind of like a preview of what your website would look like. At the very top, we have some options as well. We have the site settings. We have a bunch of different settings here. Save, you can preview your website, you can publish your website, and so forth. You have the settings tab, which essentially will be where you can control everything. So you can connect your own domain. You can get a mailbox, an upgrade, and favicon, and a bunch of more in-depth details about your website. It's not going to have anything with the appearance to do. This will just kind of be like the back end of your website. But this is worth checking out once you're actually finished with the front end. So the design of the website, you can go to the settings and check that out as well. You have the dev mode as well. I'm not going to recommend you to go into the dev mode unless you are a bit more of an expert in terms of website design. Most of you watching this video are not going to go into dev mode, but it is here, so you have the option as well. Hire a professional. If you want someone to create your website for you, you have easy access here. So if you ever get super mad about making something that doesn't work, you can hire someone quick and easily there. You have help, so you have a bunch of different things that you can get help with. So you have all the options here. And then you have upgrade, where you can upgrade to a new plan on Wix and get some more premium features, and also get a free domain when you upgrade as well, which I do recommend. It is really worth getting the free domain, because if you're running a business, you don't want to have your domain to be freewixwebsite.donutshopinla.com. You want to actually have like your business name as the domain of your website. So that's quite important. So make sure you check out these options as well. Moving over, we have another save button right here. You also have the shortcut if you don't want to click on the button itself. You have the run and preview, so you can just run the code that you have on your website. We're not going to talk about coding in this video, so you don't have to worry at this point. And then you have publish. Publish you use once you want to publish all of the changes that you've made and actually publish them live. Before you click on this button, make sure that everything works, because if you publish and you have users on your website and all of a sudden something is not working, that's going to be your problem. So just make sure you check everything before you publish your site. But with that being said, let's go back to the settings that we have over here. We have the page code. This is something that is new on Wix. Essentially gives you a bit more access in terms of what you can change and customize on your Wix website, which is super cool. From what I know, this is not going to be included in all themes. It will just be some themes. I might be wrong about that one, but what I've seen so far, this is just included in some templates, not themes. So code files, you'll have search your codes, you're going to search through. You have your databases, you have your developer tools, and then you also have some help here as well. So that will give you that extra help in case you need something to reference when you're doing the coding part. Now, with that section being done, we're not going to dive into this section. It might be if we do an advanced tutorial. But what we're going to do here is just click that down. So it's a bit smaller, gives us a bit more of a preview of how our website actually looks like. The first thing you want to know is that everything you see in front of you can actually be edited. So anything here can be edited. Either you can click on it directly and you can see edit text or get text ideas. You can add animations to this text. So if I want to edit this text right here, I can just go ahead and click on edit. And then once we are in the editor of the text, you can just go ahead and do anything that you want, essentially. So if I want to change this to the worst donuts in town, I can do so right here. Maybe I want this to be underlined, so I can just highlight this part of the text and then go over and underline the text like this. Maybe I want this part of the text to be a different color as well, so I can just go ahead and make it, let's say, red. And that's something you can do, right? You can also change the fonts in here. You can change the headings. That's going to be a bit more related to SEO. Also the design itself. You can also change the HTML tag down here in case you don't want to change the actual design using the headings here at the top. But with that being said, you have a lot of things when it comes to each different element. So even the text element, you can see that you have a bunch of different options to go through. So you can just play around and try to find out how you like your text to look like, use all these different options, like linking in case you want to link to maybe another website or another page on your website. You can use the links in here as well. You can highlight the text and so on. Now, I don't really like what I did right now. So what do you do? Well, what you do is just hold Control and C, and you can kind of go back like in any other document as well. So as you can see, we just went back, and I can do it one more time and we can change it back to the best donuts in town. Now, that being said, moving down on the website, we can see that we have another strip right here, but this strip element also has a background on it. So if we want to change this background of the donuts, what you can do is just click on the strip itself. This one over here on top is also a strip, but it has a text in the middle. So just keep that in mind. Like, most of the websites will be built up on strips because it just makes it easier to go from a desktop to a mobile version. So nothing you really have to worry about, but just keep that in mind. But with that being said, you can change the strip anywhere on the website. So if I want to change this strip, for example, or the strip background itself, I can just go ahead and click on change strip background right here. You can see the current picture that we have. We can also go into the settings of this picture. We can change the opacity. Maybe we just don't want it to be visible anymore. We can change the color behind the image. So maybe we want this one to be another color. We can do that. We can change how we scale this image. So we can tile the image. So you can see that we have multiple different, because it will try to fit as many as possible. And then you have scale to fill. We just fill the image, which makes it look a lot better in comparison to what you normally would see. You can also change the focus point in the image. So in case you want to focus a bit more on the left, you can do so. And if you want to focus a bit more on the right, you can do so as well. Maybe you like to focus on the bottom of the image or on the top. Whatever you want to do, you can do it right here. With all that done, we can go back into the back section. You also have the option, in case you don't want to have an image as your background, maybe you just want to have a color, so you can have just a color option. So then you just go ahead and click on color, select your color, and that will be in your background. You can also change the image itself by going to images. If you go to images, you will see that we have media from Wix. So these are going to be all free images. They have a bunch of free images to use. So in here, we can actually go ahead and search for donut, and then just see what we get. So we can see that we have a bunch of other donut images that might actually look just as good on our website. So maybe I want to try this image right here. So I can just go ahead and click on it and then change background. As you can see, we just changed the background of the website itself. Very quick and easy to do. But maybe in this case, I want a video as the background right here. Well, we have that option as well. So if you go into video, we have media from Wix, once again, all free to use, so you can use it for whatever you want. So if I go ahead, if I go ahead and search for donut, you can see we don't have any search results for donuts. Unfortunately, we don't have any videos of donuts, but maybe you have a video yourself of donuts. So what you can do is actually click on upload media, and then you can upload your own files, your own videos, your own images, and add them to your website as well. So if you have a video of donuts, you can just upload it and then add it as your background video. But with that being said, we're going to continue on. We can see that the image has been updated. I quite like it. The other one was a bit more fitting with the background, but I'm happy with this. It's just a tutorial website, so it will be fine. Moving down, we have our other sections. It will be essentially the same thing that you want to change. You can have your titles right here. You can just edit these titles. If you want to move the title, you can just hold it and then just drag it around. Maybe I want it to be a bit more aligned here on the side. You can do so as well. Most people are just going to want to have it aligned in the middle, usually what works best as well. So you can just go ahead and align it in the middle as well. Then moving on, we can see we have a different element here. Let's see what this is. This is going to be a Wix Pro gallery. So this is just an image gallery. So what you can do here, if you want to maybe, let's say you have a new product. Let's pretend this is not donuts anymore. Let's pretend it's clothing. Let's say you added some new clothing designs. Maybe it's not a super good example because you would use another type of feature. But what you can do here in this element, essentially same thing. You have the options, very straightforward. You can go in here, you can see the different images that we have in this specific media form that we have. And then we can go ahead and add more media. So we can add more pictures in here of more donuts. And then we can just add a title to each of these images as well. So we can see right here that we have a title under each of these images that we can update and change. And in some cases, maybe we don't sell the pink donut anymore, or let's pretend it's something else. You can just go ahead and remove it, and that will be removed from the website itself. Cool. Moving on, we have another element right here. So I'm just going through element by element, but hopefully it makes it a bit easier to understand. Element here is going to be a button. A button is very straightforward. You can change the text of the button. So instead of order online, you can say order now, let's say. And then you can change where this button is linking to. So obviously now it's linking to online ordering, which is going to be a different page on our current website. But if you want to change this to link to somewhere else, maybe the contact us page, you can just go in here and change the link to somewhere else on the website. You can also link to another website. So in case you want to link to maybe your business partner's website or another company or whatever it is, you can add those links here. You just go over to web address, paste in the link here. And then what I would recommend you to do is just make sure it's on new window. So they don't leave your website. They still are on your website. It will just open the new website in a different tab. You also have some more options here. Anchor text, we're not going to go through that. It's a bit more advanced. We have documents. So you can add a document here. And when people click the button, they can just download the document directly from the button. You have email. So in case you want people to email you from the button, you can add that here. Phone number, same thing, add your phone number. And when people click the button, it will just automatically call once they're on a actual phone device. Lightbox that will open a small window like a pop-up window. Nothing we're going to go through now. So what we'll do is just go back to page, and then we'll just keep this as online ordering and have it as the current window because it is a page on our own website. But if you're linking to an external website, you want to make sure it's new window. But this time it's our website, so we can keep it current window right here. Then just go ahead and click done. And once we've updated that, we still have some other features as well. As you probably noticed by now, there's a lot of different features here on Wix, a lot of things that you can change and update. For the button right here, you can change the design. So you have some themed templates that are just themed based on your web or the template you have chosen for your website. But you can also customize the design. So if you go to customize design, a lot of different options. Once again, you can fill color and opacity, borders, corners, shadow, text designs, you can change font and so on. And then you can change the hover animation. So when someone hovers, what color should it be? So you can see right now it's white, which makes it stand out and just makes it easier to understand when the user is actually hovering over the button. And then disabled, you will have that option here as well, and a bunch of different options in here as well. So once the button has been updated, you still see we have a bunch of different options. Once again, a title, you know what to do with the titles. Vector art, this is going to be kind of like images, but it's not really. But if you go into change vector art, you can see once again that you have a bunch of free ones you can use for Wix. So you have a bunch of different to choose from. So in case you're not a donut business, maybe you're selling Christmas trees. So you can just click on a Christmas tree and you can add this to the page instead and just switch it out with the current one that you have right here. You can also, once again, change the design settings. All of those things will be available on each individual element as well. Now, I think we have covered most of the basics when it comes to editing. It is very, very straightforward. You click on an element. Once you clicked on the element, you can just open up all the settings and just go ahead and play around with everything that you have right here. Now, if you want to add different elements, so maybe you're not happy with the template that you added, maybe you think there's something missing on this specific page, what you can actually do is go ahead and click on the add button here at the top. And once you click on add, you can see, once again, you have a bunch of different options on Wix. You can add boxes to this page, you can add a gallery to this page, you can add more buttons, you can add images, you can add text, interactive things, kind of like pre-made designs that you can use, videos, music, social icons, anything. So you have a bunch of different things that you can add to your site. Now, how do you add things from here to here? Well, it's very, very straightforward. All you have to do is just go ahead and find whatever you want to add. Let's say in this case, I want to add a line, which is just going to split between two different sections. I'll just click it and hover or hold it and then just drag it to wherever I want to place it on the website. And once I've done that, you can see I can still drag it around on the side. So maybe I want it to be under these headings, so I can just do it like this. Actually, I want it to be a bit smaller like this. You can see that you get some support in terms of finding the middle of the page and the middle of the headings as well. So it just makes it easier to design the website overall. But what we can do here is just change the design of this. I'm going to customize the design and I'm going to make this a bit thicker. So line width is going to be, let's say 4. I think that fits a bit better with the actual design of the website. I want it to be a bit smaller, maybe like that. And as you can see, I just added a line to the side. So it's very straightforward if you want to add something overall. We can go ahead and add something else here as well. Maybe we want to, let's see here, video. Maybe we want to add a video right here. So you can add video in different formats. You can add YouTube videos. You can upload your own videos to Wix and use it that way. Easiest way is just to do YouTube. Most likely you can find a video on YouTube and then just find the link and then paste the link in this element. Now let's see where I can fit this video. Oh, we don't have any space left. What do we do? Well, just as easy, we can make the page bigger to give us more space in terms of what we can build. So if I move this video right here, so we can actually see what we're doing, we can see that we have this strip, and below this strip, so which is highlighted in blue, we have our footer. So this is going to be the bottom of the website, so the very bottom of the website. What we can do is actually move this strip that is over the footer, so we can just go ahead and drag, because we can see that the design of the footer and this element kind of sticks together, right? So that's why I want to move both. But I could just move the footer and then add something down here, but you can see that they kind of go well together in terms of the design. So I'll just move these two. So I can drag them down, and that will give us a bit more space here on the website. So now we have all this wide area that we can use for something that, I don't know, we can use it for whatever we want. So what we can do here, actually this one should probably go with this one. Yes, that makes sense. Now we have all this white area right here. So what we can do is actually add a new strip. But let's say I want to copy another strip. So we can just click on this strip. We can right click and then we can duplicate. Let's see where we have it right here. You can also do Control D as well. If we duplicate this, we can just drag it up. And then let's make sure this one is still aligned with this. Perfect. Now we have a brand new strip right here, which we can also add from the options up here by just like duplicating, so you know it's the same design and everything. Once we have this new strip right here, we can just make sure we drag it all the way up to the previous strip that we have over here, just to make sure it's aligned with everything. And then we can make this strip a bit bigger, so we can click it and then just change it like this. Makes the strip bigger. And then if we want to add this video to the strip, you can see attached to strip shows up, and then we can align it wherever we want, maybe in the middle, like that. Perfect. And now what do? We have all this white space in the middle. Like once again, we just click the strip below it and then just make sure we drag it all the way up. And that way we can see that we don't have a lot of white space. Although now I think everything is a bit too close together. But that is a design perspective. So you have to kind of like do whatever you want. If you want to have a lot of white space in between, you can have a lot of white space. Like no one says you can't, right? So you can do whatever you want in terms of this. So if you want the space to be like this big, that's the option. You can do so. So whatever you want to do, you can do. With that being said, maybe I want to change this video to something else. What we can do here is either we upload our own video, as I mentioned, we have YouTube and so forth, so we have a bunch of different to choose from. Easiest option here is just to search. So what we'll search for is donut, and let's see what donuts we got. So we have some donut here, perfect. This looks great. So let's just click this one and let's add that one, and that will be our video here on the website. Now for the video options, again, we have a bunch of different things to choose from. Autoplay, that will just automatically play the video. I don't recommend you to add this, but you can do if you want to. And then you have some more options in here as well. But now we have the video added, and I think it looks great, to be honest. We have some additional design elements. Maybe we wanted to have a bit of a border around it, and then maybe we want to change the color of this border to pink to make it fit. And all of a sudden, we have a border around the video. So a bunch of different options to choose from. Make sure you just play around with it. Once all of that is done, and you made all the changes to this page, this is only one page on your website, you have a bunch of other pages on your website as well. So if you want to go to a different page and make sure you change those settings as well, you just go up here in the corner. You can see that we are currently on the home page of the website, and we have a couple of more pages right here. So we have our about page, usually where you just talk about your business. And as you can see, we already have a good design right here to use. So maybe if you're using this template, all you have to update is the text right here. You have to update maybe the title if you want to. And you can change the image to yourself or whatever you want to have here. So if I want to change this, as before, just go ahead and click the change image, and then you're done. For the rest of everything here, you can, as before, add new columns, add more things, add more text, whatever you want to do. Anything is possible. So with the pages, if we go back, we can see that we have another page, which is menu. This is going to be the menu for our little donut shop. So in the menu, you can see that we have a bunch of different things. And as before, you can manage menus. So it's very straightforward. So if you're a restaurant, I think this will be relevant for you. This will kind of load up a different window where you can manage your actual menu as well. I'm just going to preview it right now once it loads up. We're not going to go into detail because this will not be relevant for everyone. But as you can see, we have a menu right here. So we can just click on edit the menu. And then we have our donuts, 6 dishes. So we can go ahead and click on edit that one. And right here, you'll have all the different donuts that we have. But if you want to add a new dish, you can just click on new dish, very straightforward, add your price, and then just go ahead and add an image. And that is going to be done. And once you've updated it here, you can go ahead and click on you just close down the window, and then it will update on the page right here as well. Once all of that is done, we have updated our menu. Our menu looks good. Contact us, same thing. You can go in here and just update everything. Every element is clickable. Every element is just very straightforward. Everything is so straightforward. So there's nothing really to worry about. So that is essentially it when it comes to editing your website. I cannot go through every aspect of editing your website, but once you get started, this is essentially the groundwork. Just get started, start playing around, try different features, look at the different templates, see how other people are building their websites. And once you start doing it, it will just get easier. In the beginning, it might seem like it's super hard, but it's very, very straightforward, to be honest. Now, the very last feature that is very important to remember, I'm just going to go back to the home page real quick, is that we have our mobile version as well. Don't forget this. If you don't update your mobile version, your mobile users are not going to have a good experience. So what you want to do is just click right here in the corner on the mobile version, and that will open the mobile editor. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on skip. That's a quick tutorial. You can use it if you want to. This will show you how your website will look on mobile. So make sure that everything on here looks good, right? Because if it doesn't look good, your users on mobile is not going to have a good experience. So if I move down right here, you can see that the new element that I added actually doesn't look that good because we have text behind our video. So what we can do is move this strip down again. So this strip up here actually, and make sure this strip actually covers the video as well. Like that. Because imagine if I would have published the website like we did, then the text wouldn't have been visible and just would have ruined the experience for the customer. So just make sure you go through the mobile version and make sure that everything looks good on here as well. Maybe you have something you want to hide on the mobile version. You have that option as well. So what you can do is click on the hide section right here, and that will hide it from the mobile version. That makes sense to do in some cases because some elements doesn't really fit or it just doesn't look that good on mobile. If you can't figure out how to make it look good on mobile, or if you just want to minimize the amount of text on the mobile version, usually it's a lot harder to read text on your phone. So what you can do is just click on hide section, and that will essentially hide it for all mobile users. Now I want to show this section for mobile users, so I'll click on Control Z, as I said before, so you can go back. And once we've done that, we have another option as well, which I'm going to go through, which is you can move your strips up or down. So let's say we have the strip down here and we want this one to be below it. So we can just go ahead and click on the arrows right here, and you can see that we switch it. We can do it up as well, so you can see where did it go. So now the video is here at the top. Maybe we want this to be the very first item, so we can put it up here. But I think I like it down here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move it down again, down here. Perfect. Okay, once that is done on the mobile version, we can go back to the desktop version, and we can go ahead and click on Publish. Once we publish our website, we will actually publish it live, but as we haven't actually bought a subscription on Wix, you can see that we're gonna have this awful domain which no one is going to visit. So make sure you get the subscription on Wix as well. We're going to go through that in a minute. But as you can see, our website is now live. The only thing really missing is maybe some customizations on here. Obviously, we want to make some more changes to the website itself. But as you can see, we kind of have like a ready to use website. All you really need at this point is updating the text, getting the domain name, and removing these ads about Wix as well. Obviously, updating the logo here as well would be ideal. But if you go back into the Wix editor and click on Done, the very last thing I want to highlight is that we have the menu and pages section right here. And this is important to remember because this is where you can change all of the settings between your pages. As you can see, we have all the different pages on the website right here. And if we click on the three dots, we can click on Show. And this will show the homepage in the main menu of the website. Because currently we don't have the homepage right here. It doesn't matter because you can always click on the logo usually on websites so you can get to the homepage. But if we want to show this page in our menu, we can just go ahead and click on Show. And then if we publish again, and then I'll refresh the website. Let's see if we can get it live. There we go. So now we have the home page right here. If you want to add something to the main menu, that's how you do it. And if you want to hide something, once again, the three dots and click on Hide. And that will hide the actual page from the users on the website in the main menu. You also have some additional settings here. So you have basic settings, SEO settings, social sharing. You can rename. So you can rename what will be up here. So maybe instead of contact us, maybe you want buy now or whatever it is. Some additional settings is going to be duplicate. So you can duplicate this actual homepage. So in case you want to make a new homepage, but you want to use your current homepage as a template, you can duplicate it, make it hidden, and then you can go ahead and edit the page. And then once you've done that, you can go back and set it as a homepage. So your new page will actually be ready before you use it live on the website. Now, with that being said, that's going to be all the settings that we are going to go through in this video. It's already running way too long, this video, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed. The very last thing I would recommend you guys to do is, as always, make sure you go to the upgrade section. Let me actually go through it real quick. So what we can do is just compare the plans. So I'll just give you an idea of what I usually get when I use Wix. So first things first, business and e-commerce plans. Going to be for a business if you want to have a website where you can accept payments. If you want to sell something online, this is going to be where you want to go. Once you're on here, you have a bunch of different options. Obviously, you want to read through the benefits. Starting with the business basic is always going to work. So start with the business basic, that will be fine. If you're a bigger business or if you have more orders coming in or whatever, make sure you go with one of the higher plans, or you can always start with a basic plan and that's going to do you totally fine. And if you're not planning to sell something on your website, you can go over to the website plans. Website plans are going to be a bit cheaper because you don't get some of the features you get on e-commerce, which are a bit more advanced. But in here, you can see that we have a bunch of different plans. If you are a small business and just want to connect a domain, go with the first option. You still have Wix ads on your website, so keep that in mind. So if you want it to be a bit more professional, the combo is going to do you just fine. That will be totally fine to use. Unlimited, obviously, if you're a bigger business, and then VIP if you're even bigger business. So just keep that in mind. And also remember that you will get a free domain with Wix if you get these plans right here. So if you don't get the first one, you're not going to get a free domain. But if you get the other packages, you will have a free domain, so you can just get that as a bonus as well. But that essentially is going to be it for the plans. Just essentially look through the details and see whatever fits you the best. But the most important part is if you're trying to sell something on your website, you have to get one of the e-commerce plans. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So just keep that in mind. And that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, as always, please make sure to leave a like down below. Also subscribe if you want more videos on Wix or more content from me. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, as I really try to answer as many comments and questions as I really can in the comments. And if you don't get your question answered in the comments, you can also join our Discord channel, which is completely free to join. It will be linked down in the video description, so you can just join the Discord channel and hang out with other people from the channel and ask questions. It's kind of like a community of its own, so feel free to join the Discord channel down below as well. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.